Hi everyone! On my blog soldernerd.com you see a lot of boards that have been milled, that I milled myself, and a lot of people have asked me how do you make those boards? So this is a short video on how they're made. What you see here, this is the machine that makes those boards. You have here a vacuum table that fixes the material so it's nice and flat when you mill it. That's really critical. You can see on here I've milled a lot of boards before. That one's probably, well, it's well used. I'll turn it around so we have a nice smooth surface to make the next board. Oh, not this way around, this way. Now it fits. Okay, here in the back you have a tool changer for automatic tool change with 10 tools. Not quite sure what I have in here right now. All the green ones are drills. That's a 2mm drill. Oh, did I clean that? That's a 2mm drill, 1.1mm, 1mm, 0.8mm, and here 0.6mm. This one's an important one. That's what I use for all the vias. This is the main tool. It's a mill bit with a 90-degree tip. So depending on how far you plunge into the material, the cut gets wider or more narrow. Okay. Then this is a 1mm end mill. That's what I use to finally cut out the boards, as well as for larger diameter holes that are milled and not actually drilled. This is a 1mm mill bit. Usually I use a 2mm. I used that one last time because I need to make some narrow cuts that I used that one for. That's a 0.8mm mill bit. That's mainly used for harder material. It doesn't have this 90-degree tip. It's flat at the bottom. That's another drill. 1.3mm for some larger, like 200mm connectors and stuff like that. Wonder what I have here. And this is the 2mm mill bit that I used to cut out the boards. Okay, so we're now in the part position. Let's see what I put here. Okay, this is some material that I've already used for some other boards, so quite dusty. Okay, so let me quickly think about how it should. I think it goes on like this. Okay, you see there are two pins here that hold it in place. So you always put it here in exactly the same way. Oh. And now the camera is in the way. I need to open this drawer. Okay, I'm back. So this is the raw material. I've used some of it before, but there's still plenty of area left here on the right for the small board I'm gonna make today. So let's just fix this on here. It doesn't have to be real precise or anything. I mean, those pins, they put it in place, and the vacuum table is gonna make sure it's nice and flat. So this is basically just to hold it in place and make sure the vacuum table can do its job. So usually just put one strip of tape on. Oh, gotta be careful, otherwise this might get into the way. Yeah, now it's flat, good. One last one here, and yeah, we're ready. This is the bottom side. We always mill and drill the bottom side first and then change over to the other side. These are the tools. I'm going to change some of the tools in the tool changer here. This is a rather exotic tool for me, this 1mm. I don't need that today. But what I do need is a new one of these, because this is a used tool. what I'm going to do now is I will just use it as a marking drill. As a marking drill it's still more than good enough, but I won't use it for milling the PCB traces anymore, and use a new one here. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's a more narrow one. This is the one. Okay, this is going to be our main tool for today. Okay, I close the hood and we're pretty much ready to go. The rest is in software. Okay, I've set the camera up so you can see on the screen what I'm doing here. You just saw I changed a few of the tools. I need to of course tell the machine what I just did. That's a tool, the tools that I have set up. Now this contour router, now I've removed that one. That's now the marking drill. I said, where's the marking drill? Oh, here, universal cut and marking. Okay, and here I just have to tell, I just changed it to a new tool. Universal cutter 0.2 millimeters. Okay, so now the machine knows this is a new tool, because otherwise it will just remind me to change it. Okay, save. Here you see the board area, and this stuff here, that's already boards that I've milled here before, and this is my new board. So now I can place it. I don't want to have it too close to the last one. Maybe I used some of the area to do some test cuts or something, and then I can also duplicate it. We're going to mill 2 of these today. Okay, once again save. Here is the next step I want to do, marking drills. That's good. I select the area I want to work on. Okay, that's this area. Add it, and we're ready to go. Start. Oh, it's telling me at least one tool was not found. Let's see what's the problem. Yes. Cancel, not quite sure. Oh, it wanted the 1.5 millimeter spiral drill. We actually don't need that. Don't know why it thought we need that. Okay, I just start again. Select my working area. That's these 2 boards. Plus and start. Now it works. You probably hear it on camera. The vacuum cleaner just came on, and now I change over to the machine. Okay, camera's changed again. The machine just picked up the right tool, which is the marking drill in this case, and there it goes. Let's see what it does. Oh no, screwed it up. Hold on. Okay, let's try again. Let's see if we're lucky this time. So what it's doing now, it's just marking all the spots where we are going to drill holes in the next step. Okay, it's done. Okay, now we are going to drill all the plated through holes. In this case we're not going to actually plate them through later, but anyway, we drill the holes that in an industrial process would later be plated through. So it's You see the machine just picked up a new tool. It's a 0.6mm drill in this case, and it's drilling all the 0.6mm holes, mainly vias. Okay, it's done with that one. It's going to pick up the next bigger drill. Not sure, probably 0.8, maybe 1mm, let's see. Hmm. 1.1mm maybe, even not sure what I had in this tool position. The machine knows that's good enough. Yes, I think it's 1.1mm what it's drilling now for the 200mm connectors. Okay, already done. Ah, and there are some mounting holes which are bigger than its biggest drill. The biggest drill for this machine is like 2mm. Anything bigger than 2mm is milled, so it picked up the milling bit and it's milling instead of drilling those mounting holes. Last one now. Okay, and it's reporting that it's done. Let's see what it did. Okay, this is what we did so far. We have the big holes, we have the holes for the 200mm connectors, we have plenty of wires all over the place. Everything's nice and smooth, looks okay, so we're ready to mill the bottom side. Okay, we're starting to mill the bottom side. So the machine put back its milling tool, and and pick up its main tool that will be used to mill all the traces, both top and bottom. Now you can't see it, but the computer is now prompting me to adjust how should I say, like the plunge depth of the tool, which will decide how large the trace is going to be. So I will mill just a small trace and then check how wide it is and then adjust it if necessary. Okay, so I just did a small groove and put the machine back in park position, because that's the only position where I'm allowed to, yes, open the hood. Okay. I can already see it didn't even go through all of the copper, so it's definitely too narrow. So I'll adjust that. To adjust it, here's a ring that I can turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I did like 15 notches now, and just check again what it. Hi everyone, and welcome back. Something very unfortunate just happened. The camera ran out of battery. I went home to get a new battery. I thought, well, I'll save some energy, shut off all the power while I'm out. I did that, and with that I also cut off the power supply to the machine, to the computer. Of course I didn't like that. The file wasn't saved, so I lost the position where the two boards were precisely positioned. So I basically have no other choice than to start all over again. And well, let's watch. Ah, shit! Okay, I guess you saw what just happened. The machine still held on to a tool because, as I said it before, I just turned off the power, so the tool was still in the machine. The software didn't know about that because the computer obviously also crashed. The machine tried to put the tool back and crashed into the tool that was already there in the tool holder. So this is the tool. Surprisingly, it looks okay. I was absolutely sure I just ruined this brand new tool, but it looks okay, so I'll at least give it a try. Okay, I've milled a short trace now. I checked with the microscope how wide it is, and it's quite a bit too wide. It's almost 0.3 millimeters, should be 0.2. So I'll adjust that here. I turn this ring, I give it 7 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and I try again. Okay, let's see what we have here. Still. One more try. Still a bit too wide. Try it again. I hope we're good now. Well, just a little bit missing it. Just try once again, just to be really sure we're right. Now it's spot on. This is not a very complicated board. The traces are rather wide, not quite nice spacings between the trays, so I wouldn't have to be like spot on, but it's still good to know. Now it's really perfect. Let's start. Okay, we're now done on the first side, so I can just do this. So I flip it around this way, putting in those pins again so it aligns. Like before, just use some tape to hold it down. Okay, done. Now let's proceed with the other side. Okay, I think we're done. Okay, here you see a bit closer up what we just did, and I'm quite happy what I see. The job wasn't perfect at all. I wasn't happy about how often the machine lifted up its tool. I used some bad settings in the cam stage, so the same job could have been done in probably half the time. It was really not efficient, but the result is good. I like it. So the next stage is to drill the unplated holes. This is mainly the holes that I use afterwards for the end mill to cut out the board. So let's start the job. So it puts the tool back. It will pick up the 2mm drill just to drill the hole, so it doesn't have to mill into the material when it cuts out the boards. Okay, already done. And the final step is now to cut out the boards. Okay, ready to go. What it does now, it leaves 0.5 mm on each side just to keep the board firmly in place. It won't cut all the way around, otherwise the board is loose and it's not a good idea to do. Okay, the first board is done. Second one. Really not a good job I did on the cam settings here. It's going around the corners way too slow. I think I had the precision settings up too high. It's a cam file I did like 1 or 2 years ago, so I don't remember exactly, but I could definitely do a better job nowadays. Okay, this is the last one I think, almost done. Yes, that was it. Let's see what they look like. Okay, here are the finished boards. I just had to take them out and file off the edges a bit because, as I said, it leaves a bit of material. Just grab the file and file that off. So this is the front, back side, well, I'm not happy with the job overall. Like, really, probably the worst job I've run in like 2 years or so. I crashed the machine. I made pretty much every single mistake that one can make, but still the result is okay. Happy with that. Hopefully shoot the video a bit more successful next time. This was probably my 3rd video I took overall, and the first one that I talked in, I guess I was a bit over challenged with running the machine and talking and filming and explaining all at the same time. I guess I'm not a good multitasker. Well, but as I said, results okay. I'm happy. Cool. See you next time.